nation. Hebrew kingdom building.
Presenting yourself before Yah. How will he see you? Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Presenting yourself before Yah. How? Say how.
How?
Say how will he see me?
How will he see me?
That is a question that you have to answer. That is a question that you cannot run away from, even if you don't even show up. You're going to have to present yourself before Yah. How will he see you? So I gave you all the order on this past Midrash about the way we are going to present ourselves before Yahuwah. Not only as a tribe, but even as an individual family. And I'll explain to you all the seriousness of it. For those that wasn't at Midrash, or you didn't hear it, or you wasn't on Zoom, whatever it is, I want you to hear me very closely. It's going to be two ways after you stand in the presence of the Most High. That will be your final end. Once you come into his presence, you'll either leave changed or you'll die where you stand. Pesach is a serious moed. It's not just about coming together, having fun, seeing everybody, dressing us. All those things are important. All those things are good. There's nothing wrong with those things. But that cannot be your main drive. That cannot be your main focus. The first thing we are going to do when we get there is we are presenting ourselves. When I say the first thing, I mean our intentions. Our intentions on going to Pesach. This is for all the way from the elders to the emas to the little Yaladim. Our first mindset is to make sure we are coming to meet Yahuwah on this appointed time. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Everything else falls in place after that. See, this is the moment. Hebrews, let me talk to you real quick. Where your nationality don't matter. See, this is the moment where no matter how much Hebrew blood you got running through your veins. Because a Gentile can get in the presence of you, or he can reject you if you don't have your stuff right. Oh, it's quiet. It don't matter. You can have David's blood running through your veins. If your heart ain't right, he's going to kill you when you stay. You can have a Hebrew that comes and presents himself who's straight from the line of Judah. You have a Gentile that's from another nation come and present himself and his heart is right. You're always going to receive that Gentile before he receives you. I know you got Hebrew camps, some Hebrew camps that want to teach against, or that want to teach that quote-unquote white man is Esau, when they don't even know they're carrying the spirit of Esau. We got to get to a point where, yeah, white people play the part in it, the Arabs, they play the part in it, Africans, they play the part in it. But the main person we blame is ourselves. Because they wouldn't have been able to do that.
Come on now.
if we didn't start disobeying.
Right.
You can't get mad with them because they took advantage of your disobedience.
Because they curse you until you curse yourself.
They was over there sitting like, oh, look at the people disobeying God. And this is the Gentiles, so they forgot how he rescued them out of Egypt. They forgot how he delivered and slaughtered armies with only 300 men. So they crazy. But you know, if they become under us, that means we come high. Let's benefit off their disobedience.
Yes, they did.
And that's exactly what they did.
That's what they did. To this day.
So we can't just blame everybody all the time. Because some of it, most of it, 98% of it is our fault.
It's our fault. Bring it out.
Hallelujah.
They took full advantage.
We are the reason why we're here. And we're going to be the reason, through Yahushua, the reason why we get out. Hallelujah. You got in with disobedience. The only way you get out is through obedience. So in this time, in this season, in this Pesach season, I want you all to take this time very serious. Because you have to come present yourself before God. And not just everyone. It's for everyone. It's for women and children. But it's mainly for the men. So men, anything off of your household, you is holding you accountable. Because he gave you that wife, he gave you those children, he gave you that household, and you got to give an account over the stewardship that you've been having. Yeah, man. So how will you sound? Would you sound like Adam? When Yahuwah came at a point in time to meet Adam were out there. Man, I went in here because, we're going to talk about that. It was the woman you gave me. Yahuwah. So men, first, make sure you in order. Make sure you got your stuff in order. Make sure you fixed. Make sure you without spot or blemish. Make sure you can present yourself before you. Then, say then. Then you check your wife. Say check your wife. You check your Isha, the love of your life, your baby, your darling, your everything. Now you don't check her in a sense where you speak down to her, you talk down to her, you speak to her harsh. Because remember, that's Yahuwah's daughter.
Hallelujah.
So after you check yourself, you make sure your Isha is right in line with you.
Hallelujah.
Make sure she ain't on the phone gossiping.
Hallelujah.
Because she don't even know if she's setting you up for a death sentence.
Oh, don't do that. Don't do that.
Hold on. Ain't gonna be funny when somebody
I'm
dies.
telling you, don't do that.
You're setting them up for a death sentence. Be mindful who your Isha's hanging with, who she associated with, what she liking on Facebook,
Hallelujah.
what she agreeing with, who she agreeing with, who she casting a lie with,
Hallelujah. Who she breaking bread with, all that. That's good.
who she breaking bread with. I pray it's not, but you always pushing me in to say it, but some will not understand until they come a certain way, the wrong way before Yahuwah, and they're going to see the repercussions of it. They want to see the repercussions of it. This is nothing to play with, family. This is a serious time.
Yes.
And we all have to present ourselves before Yah. But the question is, how will he see you? Because guess what, man? After you present your wife, then you got to present your children. And we're talking about the children that's in your home, that's under your roof, that's following your rules, that's not of age. You got to present them. And then after that, don't worry, wives ain't getting away. They thought they was. Oh, if I mess up, man, just be on my husband. Well, that's a Jezebel right there. But they ain't getting away. Especially if it's a disrespectful, don't want to listen to they ish wife. You're going to judge them too. But then the children, say the children, the Yaladim. Who are Yaladim, I'm so very proud of. How much they flourish, how much they growing. The wisdom they have. Come on, put your hands together. Somebody ain't clapping for their children. Don't go with the gangster, he clapping. Somebody gonna clap for him if you don't clap. But they're growing. They're growing in you. And we give all honor to you for that. But we have to present our children. After we present our children, we have to present everything. Everything Yahuwah has given us. Job, money, whatever he's put in your hand to be a steward over, you have to give an account for. How have I used this for the glory of Yahuwah? If you don't know, if you cannot give an account, he will cast you out as he did the wicked servant. You know what? I ain't gonna get ahead, y'all. Okay. Y'all said slow down. Walk them through them. Consider your ways in the season. Consider your ways. Present yourself before Yah. How will he see you? Let's build. Deuteronomy chapter 16, verses 1 through 4. And then we're going to go to 16 through 17. Then we're going to go 16 through 17. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Deuteronomy chapter 16. We're going to go verses 1 through 4. And then we're going to go 16 through 17. And remind me to make an announcement afterwards in regards of our English afterwards, please. Deuteronomy chapter 16, verses 1 through 4, and we're going to go verse 16 through 17. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Observe the month of Abib. Say Abib. What is Abib? This month. It's the first. Say the first. It's the first month, not that Bone Thug. Somebody singing in there. Oh, yeah. Somebody had the Bone Thugs Army there and repent. Observe the month of Abib and keep the Passover or Pesach to your Elohim. But in the month of Abib, say Abib. Yahuwah, your Elohim, brought you out of Egypt by night. And you shall offer the Passover sacrifice to Yahuwah, your Elohim, from the flock or the herd at the place. Say at the place. At the place that Yahuwah will choose to make his name dwell there. But Yahuwah picked the land. You can't keep Passover in the land. He said wherever he put his name at. Right. And wherever you are, his name is there. Hallelujah. He scattered you. He scattered you to the four corners. Yisrael, that's his name. That's where his name is. His name is on his people. Say his people. Hallelujah. You shall not eat no leavened bread. I'm sorry. And you shall, verse 2, you shall offer the Passover sacrifice to your Elohim from the flock or the herd at the place where he choose to make his name dwell there. You shall eat no leavened bread with it. 7 days you shall eat it with unleavened bread, the bread of affliction. For you came out of the land of Egypt in haste, that all the days of your life you may remember the day when you came out of the land of Egypt. No leaven shall be seen with you in all your territory for 7 days. Let's say all your territory.
All your territory.
Gotta get it out the garage. Yeah, you would hit me with that. Last year I threw it out. I was like, man, he probably just wanted me to do that for a reason. You gotta get it out. Say, get it out.
Get it out.
Shouldn't have been buying all that leaven anyway. No leaven shall be seen with you in all your territory for 7 days, nor shall any of the flesh that you sacrifice on the evening of the first day remain all night until morning. We also got to get the leaven out of here too in this sanctuary. I forgot about that. 3 times a year, all your males shall appear before Yahuwah, your Elohim, at the place that he will choose. How many times a year?
3 times a year.
What times a year do the males have to present themselves? What's the first one? Pesach. What's the second one? Shavuot. What's the third one? Tabernacles or Sukkot. You have to present yourself 3 times a year before Yahuwah, your Elohim. Hallelujah. Yes.
I don't want to get ahead. I don't know if you're going on that. If you go down in Deuteronomy 16, it's basically explaining the approach that we have this year entering into Pesach. So if you go to verse 3, he already explained that his name is on us. When you go to verse 3, it says, you shall eat no leavened bread with it. With what? Verse 2, and you shall offer the Passover sacrifice to Yahuwah your Lord from the flock or the herd at the place Yahuwah will choose. So and it says you shall eat no leaven with it. What does leaven represent?
Amen.
So that means that we can't take on of Pesach with sin.
Come on.
Right? So we keep going. 7 days you shall eat it with unleavened bread, the bread of affliction. For you came out of the land of Egypt in haste, that all the days of your life you may remember the day when you came out of the land of Egypt. No sin shall be seen with you and all of your family.
Come on.
All of your territory, all of your dwelling. For 7 days, nor shall any of the flesh that you sacrifice on the evening of the first day remain all night until the morning. So this is talking about us and the mishpach. There's no leaven to be found in a home, no sin to be found in our homes, because we can't take of the Pesach with leaven. Just wanted to break that down for you all. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. How many times you got to present? 3 times a year, all your males, say males.
Males.
You know how to say females, but males, you got to present yourself. But the whole family going to present themselves. I told you what we're going to have is a 7-way entry, or we're going to have 7 lines. And each leader, I have to go present the tribe before you. That's why I've been asking you to expose everything. Show it to me. Because I promise, if I see it, I'll deal with it. I ain't going to let it slide.
Hallelujah.
3 times a year, all your males shall appear before you, your Elohim, at the place he will choose, at the feast of unleavened bread, at the feast of weeks, and at the feast of booths. Those are the 3 times. They shall not appear before Yahuwah empty. Say empty. Empty. You shouldn't be like the one that buried his talent. He came empty-handed. He only had what Yahuwah gave him. He ain't do nothing with it.
No fruit.
Yahuwah done gave you that job. Nobody knows the truth there. You ain't talk to nobody about Yahuwah there. Matter of fact, they don't even know you're Hebrew. Y'all talk about dirty jokes more than you do anything. Oh, man. It should not appear before you empty-handed. Every man shall give as he is able, according to the blessing of Yahuwah, your Elohim, that he has given to you. Let's keep building. Leviticus chapter 18. We laying a foundation. Leviticus 18 verses 2 through 5. Speak to the people of Israel and say to them, I am Yahuwah, your Elohim. You shall not do as they do in the land of Egypt where you lived. You shall not do as they do in the land of Canaan, to which I am bringing you. You shall not walk in their statutes. You shall follow my rules. Say his rules. And keep his statutes. Say his statutes. And walk in them. I am Yahuwah, your Elohim. You shall therefore keep his statutes and his rules. If a person does them, he shall live by them. I am Yahuwah. So you shouldn't be keeping Sunday rules with church. You're supposed to keep his rules. Some of y'all, you keep your job rules more than you do the tribe rules. Oh, I still ain't want to hear that, y'all. You still playing with money? Some of you keep your job rules more than the tribe rules. Oh, see, somebody said, well, it ain't tribe. I keep Torah. Torah is the tribe. What you think we follow? Job say be on time. You there 15 minutes early. Maury say be on time. I'll get there when I get there. Oh, me keep tea. I feel a brick spirit. Somebody gonna throw something. Boy. All right. Okay. Romans, let's keep building. Chapter 12, verses 1 through 2. Boy, that's control. You trying to control us. You don't say that about your job, though. Well, they pay you. You're going to pay you too. Just keep working. Every man going to get some form of payment. The wages of sin is what? It's payment. That's your reward. But the gift of Yah is what? Eternal life. Some looking to get their reward now. You're more faithful to something that he gave you. You're more faithful to the resource than you are the source. Romans chapter 12, verses 1 through 2. I appeal to you, therefore, brothers and sisters, by the mercies of Yah, to present your bodies as a living sacrifice. Say living sacrifice. Check out what this living sacrifice got to be. Holy and acceptable. Say acceptable. You just can't do it your way. It got to be acceptable to you. To Yah, which is your spiritual or reasonable service or spiritual worship. And do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the what? By the renewing of your mind. The reason why folks haven't been transformed because they ain't been listening to the teachings that help them to renew their mind. All about the teachers now. Because y'all push me and I feel pushed. The reason why some folks can't understand worship because they haven't renewed their mind. I'm not going to say it. Come on, y'all. Come on. I ain't trying to get in trouble. He's having a Good day. We had some individuals that once went here once upon a time. And here I'm talking about.
You
They
can.
ain't gonna say name.
You can.
And these individuals, they ran around in a group. And I can tell that they were together because when they left, they all claimed the same thing. They all complained, why y'all be in a circle? Oh, y'all, that's witchcraft. That's against your will. Now, I don't know what Bible they're reading.
I don't either. The will within the will is too simple.
You being in a circle is wrong. What did what did Israel march around Jericho in? It had to be a square, right?
No, it's a circle.
Oh, it said they marched around?
Wow.
Oh, they was practicing witchcraft. See, here's the thing. You got to be careful what you say because you could be blaspheming the Ruach HaKodesh. You could be blaspheming the Holy Spirit, and therefore there is no repentance of that. Because you're speaking against something you're always giving someone to do, and you speak against it and call it Beelzebub. How dare you? Same thing they did to Yahusha. All because you don't understand it. You don't understand it because your mind hasn't been renewed. And you won't understand it. You never will. Oh, there may be some amongst us that still don't understand. I'm going to get you in. That still don't understand. There may be a chance that you're still with us, but you have a reprobated mind. Oh, man. I mean, they all. The circle. I said, what's up with the circle to you? What's your problem? But just 2 weeks ago, you was in the circle.
That's what's gangster.
And then they just sat there. I said, was you playing with y'all when you did that? Was you participating in witchcraft when you did it? You were just in the circle last week. And your children was in the circle and you was excited. Why? You was excited that day about the circle, but now you got a revelation that the circle is witchcraft? Okay. Be mindful because you can blaspheme the Ruach HaKodesh. You don't want me to push that out there.
Hallelujah.
Well, watch what you doing. What you doing? You fighting the air. No, we doing what's natural, what's happening in the spiritual.
Hallelujah. Come on. Fighting the air.
You can't see the war because you don't have eyes to see. Man, I don't know why I'm on this. Y'all be supposed to be talking about what's in. Okay? You said this has got to deal with it. Because you would say he's giving your leader a word to conduct in worship. What have you done with it? You got to present yourself. You can no longer be secretly against the leader. You got to present yourself. See, not only is you giving me you into my hands, but he's also giving me you because you prayed for me to come here.
Yes, we did, Maury.
You got to be a good steward of what you have.
Hallelujah.
Oh, the hallelujahs are so not. It's all right. We're gonna. The hallelujahs is what God. Hallelujah. Do not be conformed to this world, but be true. Oh, I'm sorry, Ema. Go ahead. Yeah.
Oh, I was going to say that Maury Yahusha even taught on circle because he talked about Gilgal was the rolling wheel. So whenever they marched, before they went out, they marched in a procession, which was in a circle. So that was brought out, and also the other nations, what they do is a distortion of what we did originally. So when you see these things, they take it and they do it on and try to distort it and do something different. Where did they get it from? So if we are ancient people, they got it from us, but they take it and they worship their Elohim with it. So that's all I'm saying.
standing right there. You gonna have to keep that right there. But folks don't want to get it. Folks, you know, some people look for stuff. If you look for it, you're gonna find it. If you look for it, you're gonna find it. I tell every new person that come in, don't you come in thinking nobody may not hurt your feelings. Somebody gonna hurt your feelings. Somebody may do you wrong. But don't think we ain't gonna deal with it. That's a shalom you can have.
Offenses will come.
Cause see, everybody look around everybody. Look at everybody. Look. Everybody look at everybody. Everybody in here was crazy at one time. Hey, everybody. So look what you always done. He done brought forth together a bunch of crazy folk and then he's gonna renew them. Hallelujah. Look at me. Look. You see me? I was once out of my mind. My mama tell you, right, Mom? She had to beat the brakes on me. She used to pray. She's going faster for me because what is wrong with her? Can't get right. We always a bunch of can't get right. Until Yahuwah changed our mind, renewed our mind. But you know how you separate the wheat from the tares? Because, see, the wheat have renewed their mind, the tares still can't get right. Circles. Oh, y'all help me. Wow, y'all help me. Help me. I don't know. Do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, that you, by testing, may discern what is the will of Yah, what is good and acceptable and perfect. Say and perfect. Let's keep building. Matthew chapter 25, verses 14 through 30. For it will be like a man going on a journey, who called his servants and entrusted them. He asked what the kingdom it will be like. And entrusted them his property. To one he gave 5 talents. Say 5 talents. 5 talents. To another 2. To another 1. To each according to his or her ability. Put that in your ruach. Then he went away. And he who had received the 5 talents went at once and traded with them, and he made 5 talents more. So also he who had the 2 talents made 2 talents more. But he who had received the 1 talent went and dug in the ground and hid his master's money. Now after a long time, the master of those servants came and settled the accounts with them. Yahuwah is coming to settle his account with you. Remember what he told the man that built a big barnyard? He said, you fool, this day your soul is required of you. And he who received the 5 talents came forward, bringing 5 talents more, saying, Master, you delivered to me 5 talents. Here, I made 5 talents more. His master said to him, well done, good and faithful servant. You've been faithful over a little, I will set you over much. Enter into the joy of your master. Hallelujah. And he also, when the 2 talents came forth, saying, Master, you delivered to me 2 talents. Here, I made 2 talents more. His master said to him, well done, good and faithful servant. You've been faithful over a little, I will set you over much. Enter into the joy of your master.
That's what I want to hear. Hallelujah.
He also, who had received 1 talent, say 1 talent, came forward saying, Master, here you go, making an excuse. I knew you to be a hard man, reaping when you did not sow. What? I gave you this talent. You talking about I'm reaping where I didn't sow? When you sow, that's me sowing. Fool. See, he already came off with pride already. See, this master was patient because he just let him finish. I would have stopped him right there like, what? Oh, but, okay. Reaping where you did not sow, gathering where you scattered no seed. So I was afraid. And I went and hid your talent in the ground. Here, you can have what is yours. But his master answered him and said, you wicked and slothful servant. You knew that I reap where I have not sown and gather where I scatter no seed. Then you ought to have invested my money with the bankers. And at my coming, I should have received what was mine, owned with interest. So take the talent from him and give it to him who has 10 talents. For to everyone who has will be given, and he will have an abundance. But from the one who has not, even what he has will be taken away. And cast the worthless, slothful, wicked servant into outer darkness, in the place where there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. This man didn't make it in the kingdom because he was slothful.
He probably would have been better off if he wouldn't have took the talent.
That's right.
That was the worst thing he could have done, was took the talent and then didn't do nothing with it.
You got judged by the words he said, too. I know you're a hard reader.
What have you done with what you was giving you? He's giving you children. Have you raised them up in the admiration of Yahuwah? He's giving you money. Have you given back what's his, what he required? I gave him my 10%. 100% is his.
All right. Hallelujah.
Let's keep building. Psalms 19, 12 through 14. Who can discern his errors? Declare me innocent from hidden faults. Keep back your servant also from presumptuous sins. Let them not have dominion over me. Confess and confess. Then I shall be blameless and innocent of great transgression. Let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in thy sight. Hallelujah. Okay. Where's Torah at? Oh, Torah. Get in the mic, please. Oh, you got it?
Test. Okay. Off of the previous, the Matthew 25, that's one of my favorite passages. But every time I read it, I feel like I dig into it more. So the danger with having that one talent is that he figured that because somebody's had 5 and 2, I can kind of, hide and not do what I need to do. A lot of times you have people who have multiple functions, right, within the assembly, and they have multiple roles. So you think, okay, I only got one thing to do, so I'm just going to now do my job. I'm not going to do my part. And even when it comes to the worship, you know what I mean? The Most High has really been working on me with that. Like, even if you're not in the middle, are you utilizing your talent to engage in worship even when you're on the side? Or are you like, I'm not in the middle, so I'm not going to give my all? Because he's going to hold you accountable for when he has you on the side. What he told you to do in the Ruach, when you were warned, were you doing that or were you feeling some kind of way because you weren't called to be in the middle?
God. Hallelujah. Elder.
Hallelujah. One more second, Brother Coty went back to that. So, what stuck out to me is where it says, for everyone who has will more be given. I have to ask a question to myself. I'm asking you, for everyone who has what? And he said obedience.
Hallelujah.
It's a question right there. Everyone who has what? And then, but from everyone who has not. Everyone who does not have obedience, even what he has will be taken away. So the answer to that question is obedience. What you have or what you don't have will depend on what Yahuwah will give you or what he will take away from you.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
want to land back, I'm sorry, real quick, because what caught me was the ability. He said he gave everyone according to their ability. And the one that he gave it to, he went and buried it. And when the Most High had given him a gift or given him a talent or given him something that he was supposed to use in the kingdom, and he chose not to use that. He chose to bury that and sit on that. And he said he was gone for a while.
Yes.
So you never even came to yourself during the process of him being away to understand what that means. He just said on that. Okay, you think music?
God, hallelujah, elder.
Back on the land, back on the land, back. It shows the mercy of the Most High in that too, because he didn't put more on him than he could bear. You know, he just, if he had given him 5 talents, it would have been a swifter and a harsher judgment, right? Because he gave him 1 talent, So that shows the mercy of that. But it also makes me think about what's in Matthew chapter 18 when the servant that owed 10,000 talents. I said, wow, he multiplied 10,000 talents. But it affected his whole family because he had to sell himself, his wife, and his children, all that. His whole household was affected by that. So can you imagine multiplying that many talents and still falling short?
Come on. God. Hallelujah.
If we look at the first sentence, it says that for it will be like a man going on a journey who called his servant and entrusted them to his property. His property. So those talents and those abilities belong to Yahuwah for his glory. So the one with the 1 talent wanted to do his own thing. He buried his talent. Because he wanted to do his own thing. He didn't like that talent. He didn't want that role. He didn't want that function. He didn't want that life. So he decided to do his own thing.
Listen to him. We're going to talk about that too.
I yield.
Hallelujah.
Ephesians, you laying the foundation. Chapter 2, verses 8 through 10. For by grace, say by grace. By grace you've been saved through faith. It is not of your own doing, it is a gift of Yahuwah, not a result of works, so that no one may boast. We Christians to take this one version. Law's done away with it. But they don't keep reading. For we are his workmanship. Say workmanship. So work's got to be involved, right? Created in Yahushua Mashiach for
Good works.
Say good works.
Good works.
Which y'all prepared beforehand.
Come on now.
Y'all know every time now we see beforehand, we see ancient.
Come on.
Something just rise up in us.
Hallelujah.
When did he prepare it? Beforehand in the Shemayim since eternity. That's why he gave you that talent.
That's right.
Because he knows what you're capable of doing. He knows what you're capable of handling. He knew you before you was in the womb of your mother. Come on, y'all. I'm trying to go back.
Man, come on, bring it out already.
What did you promise Yah before you got here?
Come on. Now that's
What? I talked to Yah. He said he knew you.
Yes, before you was in your mama.
If he knew you, you had to know him.
Hallelujah.
That's what he's bringing you back to.
Hallelujah.
Knowing him.
Hallelujah.
Not just believing, but knowing. Say knowing.
Knowing.
You got to know him. Why? Because you've been to him. That's why, definitely for Hebrews, you can't get in the kingdom not knowing him. Because you're supposed to know him.
Come on, glory.
Because he knew you before he placed you in the womb of your mother. How did you get in the womb of your mother? He prepared the body and he spoke a word, and that word became flesh. And then whatever word he spoke into that flesh manifested to the natural, came through the matrix, and it's supposed to operate as that word. So when he spoke voice, I had to come out through my mother's womb and I had to operate as a voice. As a voice. But see, if I let my flesh knows my function. My flesh understands my function. My flesh knows I'm called to be a voice. So he won't try to change it, but he'll manipulate it. So you a voice to speak for Yah? Nah. Be a voice over here to speak for this group, to speak in this religion, to do this, to do that. So he kept me in my function, but he manipulated it. That's why you see a lot of singers who got an amazing voice, not understanding that you will call them to sing for him. But their flesh, say their flesh has manipulated them to think that they can use it for their own glory. They can take their talent and use it for their purpose. And for their, but he gonna say, you wicked and slothful servant. I sent you out as a word made flesh. I sent you out as Kalam to give dreams, to speak dreams. But you want to be a psychic? So your flesh, oh, that's that spirit of perversion right there. Oh boy, here we go. Do you know what perversion is? See, y'all think perversion is only tied to sexual. Perversion ain't only tied to sexual. Perversion means doing something that is not in the norm in Yahuwah's eyes. So if you are out here acting like a harlot, not just sexual your perversion, but you're not operating in your natural state. When you see that lion with the clown hat on, and he riding the bicycle, that lion is in perversion because it's not doing what it was created to be. That's why it don't matter how much you're in the truth, how long you're in the truth. If you're in the truth and you sit here and you ain't operating in your function, you, my friend, is in perversion. Be mindful, understand perversion is not always sexual. It's whenever you're not conforming to the image that Yahuwah created you to be. So the Most High called me to be a voice, but I'm trying to be the ear. I'm in perversion. That's a whole other lesson.
So
Go ahead.
So we've been talking about Asherah. So our Chief Mori Yahusha said that there's some in the assemblies calling her forth. But I don't want us to think that it's somebody just saying, hey, come forth. Calling her forth can be your desire to do your own thing.
Come on.
Your desire to do your own thing. Your desire and your prayer to find something wrong with rebirth. Because like you say, perversion is going against the original plan that Yahuwah has set forth for you. Picking up sticks on Shabbat. That's perversion.
Come on. Y'all ain't catch that. Doing anything out of the function that you're supposed to be doing on Shabbat is perversion. Because you're not doing what you was created. You was created to keep the Shabbat. Go ahead. That's all. That's he healed it on that. He shot me out. I'm 360 dunk this day. That's perversion. If you're a Hebrew, you're not following the laws, statutes, and commandments. If you say you follow Yahuwah and you're not following the laws, if you say you're in covenant, you're not following the laws, statutes, and commandments, you are in perversion.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Go ahead, Coach.
I was just looking at what you said about, being not using your talent for what it was ordained for. You're using it to satisfy your own flesh. And I was looking at Matthew 25 and 24, and it says, then you received the one talent, you came and said, I knew that you were a hard man, reaping where you had not sown and gathering where you had not strawed. So when I was reading that, what I was getting is that there are people that are given talents and they reject that talent.
Come on.
Because they don't want to do the work and have it be for Yahuwah's glory. That's that flesh that you were.
That's right.
It's I've done this work. So instead of using it for what you want to use it for, I'm going to bury it because I don't want to put all this into it and it's for your glory and I want to satisfy my flesh with that.
That's right.
And that's why he was wicked. Because he was disobedient and he wanted to use it for himself. So I'm not going to multiply this for your glory, but since I know I can't keep it for myself because I know it belongs to you, I'm going to bury it so that it won't be used at all.
Oh, she's reading somebody mail.
That's what he showed me with that. That's what that means.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Told out for that. Hallelujah. So I'm reading over. By grace ye are saved through faith. It is not of your own doing. It is a gift of Yah, not the result of work, so that no one may boast. For we are his workmanship, created in Yahushua Mashiach for good works, which Yah prepared beforehand that we should walk in them. Say, walk in them. 2 Timothy 2, verse 15. Do your best, say, do your best. To present yourself to Yahuwah as one approved. Say approved. Stop trying to look for validation from men to get validation from Yah. As one approved, a worker, say a worker, who has no need to be ashamed. That's what keep you from exposing yourself, shame. Go ahead, Elder.
Hallelujah. You had grabbed that, and I grabbed I picked up at 19 to 21. However, the solid foundation of Elohim stands firm, having this seal. Who knows those who are his? Let everyone who names the name of Messiah turn away from unrighteousness. But in a large house, they're not only vessels of gold, silver, also wood and clay. Some unto value, some unto no value. If then anyone cleanses himself from these matters, he shall be a vessel unto value, having been set apart for good use unto the master, having been prepared for every good work. And we're talking about being a prepared vessel. We're talking about going into to Pesach. We're talking about being vessels of honor. And we've been talking about people that are leaving the assembly and those kind of things. That in a large house, there are vessels of gold, silver, and wood. There are vessels of honor and dishonor. So we have to make sure that we understand that we're always trying to be a vessel of honor.
Hallelujah. But do we know vessels were created just for destruction?
Come on. That's what John said.
Torah even says that.
John 17, when he said, except the son of destruction.
John 17.
He was the one created.
How many people still read John 17? Oh, hallelujah. That should be your prayer every day. John chapter 17. John 17, Yahushua said, everyone been good except the son of perdition. I ain't lose one except the son of perdition. The one that was designed and put forth for destruction. Torah even talks about bodies that's given to destruction, set them aside for Yahuwah.
Yes.
I haven't seen a body yet, but if Most High showed me a body, I'm going to set you aside for destruction.
Oh, wow.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Y'all don't do that to me. I don't want nobody to be a vessel of destruction. He said, but there will be. Joshua, I know we still on the scripture. Man, it's been 30 minutes. This all I really need. All the stuff I'm going to give is just going to be addition to what the message is in these scriptures. Joshua 24:1, and we're going to skip down 14 and 15 and 20 through 27. And Joshua gathered all the tribes, say all the tribes. All the tribes of Israel to Shechem and summoned the elders, the heads, the judges, and the officers of Israel, and they presented themselves before who? Before Yahuwah. Now therefore fear Yahuwah, serve him in sincerity and faithfulness. Put away the Elohims that your father served beyond the river and in Egypt, and serve Yahuwah, the Elohim. Verse 15. And if it is evil in your eyes to serve Yahuwah, choose this day whom you will serve, whether the Elohims of your fathers served in the region beyond the river, or the gods of the Amorites, whose land you dwell. But as for me, say as for me and my house, as for me and my house, we gonna serve Yahuwah. Hey, listen, everybody and everything in my house gonna serve you. My dog serve you. And things again, when it's prayer time in my house, my dog comes sit right there while we pray, because he understands what time it is. When you're getting your cage, you better not bark during this time. You gonna reverence Yahuwah. I know some of y'all like, dang. It's like, yes. It's like that. No, he ain't no pork either. Oh, somebody will feed their dog pork. If you forsake Yahuwah and serve foreign Elohims, then he will turn and do you harm and consume you after having done you good. Did you hear that? He said he's going to do you good first, then consume you. He's going to party you up and then destroy you. He's going to allow you to come to Shabbat and love the tribe and then kill you. He's going to allow you to skip the temple land because you put the blood over your doorpost. But when you get in the wilderness, you ain't making it to the promised land. And the people said to Joshua, no, but we will serve you. And Joshua said to the people, you are witnesses against yourselves that you have chosen Yahuwah to serve him. And they said, we are witnesses. He said, then put away the foreign Elohim that's among you, and incline your ear, your heart to Yahuwah the Elohim, which is in Israel. I hate people like that. Everything Joshua say, they just repeat it. You are witnesses against yourself. We are witnesses. Love Yahuwah. I love him. You know what? Forget it. Forget it. You're a lost cause. You know, folks, everything you say, yeah. Well, man, you gotta live right. Yeah. I know. Yeah, I gotta live right. Yeah.
The yes man.
Well, I know you know, but what I'm saying is you got to spend some time. Yeah. I did that yesterday. I spent time with him yesterday. Yeah. Man, you know what, man? Forget it, man. You already know, right? There ain't no easy to tell you. Verse 24. And the people said to Joshua, Yahuwah our Elohim, we will serve. Mind you, they got the other gods with them. He just said, well, put away your gods. There they go. Yahuwah our Elohim, we will serve, and his voice we will obey. So Joshua made a covenant with the people that day, and put in place statutes and rules for them at Shechem. And Joshua wrote these words in the book of the law of Yahuwah. And he took a large stone and set it up under the terebinth that was by the sanctuary of Yahuwah. And Joshua said to all the people, behold, this stone shall be a witness against us, for it has heard all the words that Yahuwah has spoken to us. The stone won't be a witness to. Therefore, it shall be a witness against you, lest you deal falsely with your Elohim. So not only can a rock take your place, they can be a witness against you. Do you not know that? All of nature is a witness against you. Because you was there when it was spoken to existence.